anything. That is Sam Bogue picking up the pod victory there.
I just want to win a Pro Tour. Now, to even qualify for the tour is insanely difficult, but I'm here now at Magic the Gathering's Pro Tour Edge of Eternities, competing for $500,000 and a seat at the World Championships. 400 amazing, really good, beautiful players are going to try to stop me, but I have one goal for this weekend: prove to myself and to everyone that I have what it takes to be up on that stage. With just 2 weeks before the competition, I go to my friend Dan's beach house to practice with some other Pro Tour qualified players.
Are you making content?
Content machine.
I figured we were going to get part form.
This PT is the last one that I'm currently qualified for. No safety net, no second chances. So if I want to succeed in this event, in just 2 weeks, there's one skill that I really need to improve upon. I suck at booster draft. Steve, I love this card.
Oh yeah.
I took Virus Beetle over Strip Mine.
I wasn't thrilled to be taking this. There wasn't something better for me in there. But so I'm like, I guess.
Out of the 16 rounds at a Pro Tour, 10 of them are constructed, which means you build your own deck and play that. I already got Modern Boros Energy. I've been practicing it for weeks already. I'm good. These other 6 rounds, though, are Booster Draft, where we open up packs, take specific cards from them, and build a 40-card deck with only those. These 6 rounds of unpaid IQ testing have never been kind to me. My total Pro Tour draft record? Haha, I get it. Sam sucks at Limited, it's funny. But I don't want to suck at Limited. Draft is the part of the Pro Tour that feels the most like the Pro Tour. When all 400 players sit down for the biggest invite-only event of the season and are handed their paper-sealed packs of one-of-a-kind stamped cards, the energy in the room is just completely unmatched. Everybody is just really happy to be there, surrounded by their friends, peers, and competitors, ready to crack open the first pack and get the tournament started. Ever since I played my first Pro Tour 3 years ago, it's a feeling I've never stopped chasing, and I really don't want this to be my last one because of yet another mediocre draft finish. So, 8 people at this beach house, and we all have the same goal. We're going to master the draft format. Okay, I have 2 triggers. Whenever not to lose critical dies, put a moment counter on it, and a moment so I have 2 units. Okay. Oh no, I'm missing 2 dice, I'm gonna pull myself.
Wow, you are the GOAT.
I am literally the best Magic player.
What the fuck was
Sure.
that?
Depressurize.
That's crazy. Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, dead.
We end the day doing what all elite competitors do: eat seafood, ice cream, and pretend that 2 weeks until the Pro Tour isn't a terrifyingly short amount of time.
Drafting blue and I'm eating blue, baby. Let's go.
But honestly, I feel really good about this format now. I have some really smart friends, especially Steve and Phil, who I've worked with a bunch in the past, and I'm really lucky to have them around, all of us helping each other improve. But still, this beach trip was just the warm-up. I'm spending the whole week leading up to the Pro Tour in a testing house in Atlanta with all my teammates to, let me just show... I'm the 19th and final person to arrive at this house on Sunday, 5 days before the Pro Tour. Just like my last Pro Tour, I'm testing with Team Sanctum, a group of amazing players. But the reason I wanted to work with this team is because they have some really strong limited players. And if you remember, but still, we can't forget about the other format. Because the constructed portion of this event is modern, it's a really open format, so unlike the last PT, where almost everyone played the exact same standard deck, this week we split into factions, testing established decks that we personally like. There's 6 people playing Amulet Titan, 4 or 5 Affinity players, and I'm with the Boros Legion. All of Monday is mostly dedicated to getting a solid list down and working on our sideboard mapping.
So that leaves us 6 cards coming in.
Guide is our holy messiah. Never, you don't touch Guide.
Something I hear people talk about when they talk about how to play Boros is just how to play from behind.
Oh, I know how to play.
Oh yeah, man. After a solid 2 hours of work, I think we have a nice 75 for now. Deck lists are due in less than 48 hours, Wednesday at noon. Thankfully, we've all practiced Boros enough where we don't need to spend most of our time learning how the deck works, and we're just refining the little bits and pieces. I'd say the first full day in the house was a success. We got a really good Boros deck down, but tomorrow is what I'm excited for. We get to draft. One of the issues that I have when I draft is that I'm really bad at just finding a lane and committing to it. So for this draft, I have a pretty good base of white cards with some good blue disruption. The white decks tend to be more aggressive, and with some cheap counter spells and some bounce spells, this deck is looking pretty solid. Like, as long as I can just rip open pack 3 and find a good white rare, I should be set. That's an Elegy Acolyte, the best black card in the set. Oh man, this is gonna be a rough one, because you know I'm gonna take it.
I got this and train wrecked the fuck out of my draft.
Yeah, I want to wear all my
Yeah.
The deck honestly turned out okay. I had a few cards in there that were not very good, but Elegy Acolyte pushed through to help me win the draft of stacked players. We played one more draft tonight, where I thought I drafted a bunch of good cards, but I failed to build anything even resembling a functional deck. I somehow still managed to go 1-1 because...
You are the GOAT.
Thanks, Phil, and thanks for also cooking an amazing dinner tonight.
I think it might be dead. Boros?
Yeah.
That's what I'm a little concerned about.
I've played this deck before and it's never played as shit as this deck plays.
There is nothing I would rather do at the end of an evening than sit around with my friends, watch old Magic coverage, and talk shit about my own Modern deck.
Every single time I draw a card, it's a land or it's a Goblin Bombardment.
At the end of the night, us 5, the Boros Legion, has one more meeting. We came to discuss sideboard mapping again, but mostly some general thoughts on the format that we've been thinking about for the past 24 hours.
In the mirror match, Daiginjou can cost less because we have Ragavan. He can kill jump guy with soul.
I think that's the big one.
Now, whether or not these are relevant or not, we need to test that.
Deck lists are due tomorrow at noon. That's only 13 hours if we don't sleep. So if there's any changes we want to make, we don't have a lot of time.
I'm down for Charlotte.
To me, it's over the Sony sauce in my mind. Whether you want to tech more for Belcher or tech more for Tron.
Like, this is what it's all about. We're making really meaningful decisions about our deck building, and if we get them wrong, we're gonna get fucked in the constructed portion.
Good morning, gamers. It's Wednesday at like 9:30, and deck submission is in 2 hours, and I still have to think about like 3 sideboard slots. Oh, I was recording myself, not you, because I'm vain.
He's like doing the tiny combo, but with sound effects. You're dead, kid.
You're dead, kid.
With only 2 hours before deck submission, we confidently don't make any drastic last-minute changes. Our deck is great.
I have 14 cards.
After a little bit too much time discussing the mill matchup, which is any amount of time at all,
We're gonna play an anti-mill card. He's going to be Guide of Souls to your head.
the clock finally strikes 12. I am officially a Boros gamer. Also, it's 12 o'clock. We have to pool beer.
At the last event, at 12:01, we all got in the pool and had beers. We have a pool table, but I don't think we have any beers.
Are we going to get a case of beer or something?
Yes.
Alright, let's do it.
Let's go. Oh yeah.
Alright.
All right, that's done. What else do we need to do today? Oh, draft more. More drafting.
Oh, I remember that card from a few hours ago. It looks somehow worse.
After a few more drafts, and Julian teaching us a course on knife safety, we can spend the last evening together, lounging around, confident in our modern decks and drafting ability. So once the Airbnb people kick us out, we migrate to my hotel lobby in downtown Atlanta and practice there until the player party in the late evening. This is where all the Pro Tour players mingle before the event. We get some really nice free dinner. We get to see the exclusive Pro Tour playmats that we get for this event.
Okay.
But most importantly, we're gonna open some free booster packs.
I do not love Spider-Man.
Content. I love content.
This Thursday is a beautiful night in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am ready to take on Pro Tour Edge of Eternities. So we got lost on the way to the Pro Tour section, but we finally made it and we get to meet up with all my teammates. Wait, hold on, I gotta change. There we go, that's more like it. Oh, that's what it looks like. We only have a few minutes to drink some coffee and eat breakfast before the round 1 draft is paired. My draft pod is terrifying. I have 2 Pro Tour champions, Shota Yasuoka and Kenta Harane, 2 amazing Japanese players, and Ryan, who I know as Wintasar on Magic Online. This is going to be a really tough tournament, and I need to go 10-6 in order to requalify for the next Pro Tour, PT Lorwyn. There's something in my brain telling me that all this draft preparation might have been for nothing if I just get skill diffed every round by players who are significantly better than me. But I'm not gonna let that faze me. Let's start draft 1. The draft begins and we open up pack 1. I see a mythic rare, but it's Terminal Velocity, and that card fucking sucks, so I'm not gonna pick it. I see a Harmonious Ghost Rider in the uncommon slot, a really great green creature, and green is really strong in this format, so we start there. Even though this card is double green, it still leaves me pretty open to whatever deck I want, and it allows me to pick a Singularity Rupture in the next pack. This is a 6-mana board wipe that mills half my opponent's deck, but we care about the board wipe part. After a third pick All Fate Scroll, I know exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to play a soup deck. As I draft pack 1 and 2, a plan begins to form. I'm going to be base blue-green, splashing some black for removal spells, and I'm just going to try to go as big as possible, casting some really enormous cards. Specimen Freighter to bounce my opponent's board, and Singularity Rupture to destroy it. I'm not super worried about playing 3 colors, because at this point I already have a Sammy's Curiosity and a Galactic Wayfarer to generate lander tokens, and I already have 3 mana-fixing lands, including a Breeding Pool. That's nice for the collection. My deck is looking really cool. One sweeper is nice, but a second one is better. Extinguisher Battleship is a really good card if you can ramp out to 8. But thankfully, we already built my deck to do that. I pick up like 1 or 2 more removal spells and another Shockland, a Watery Grave. I feel really good about this draft. Let's see what round 1 can do.
Got round 1 in the bag. I build my opponent out. Like Singularity Rupture, go to 11 cards, and then they cast Codebreaker Hound down to 8, and they attacked the Codebreaker Hound, and I said, just Sculpting Blast, return it to your hand. Do you want to cast it again? I don't think so.
I didn't realize it at the time, but my draft pod was the backup feature match because, again, I had 2 Pro Tour champions on it, so of course it was. Round 2, I get called up to the main stage for a feature. I'm playing versus Kenta Harane. His deck is really solid. It's a red-black aggressive artifact deck, but unfortunately for him, in Game 1, he does not see that Singularity Rupture coming. I also managed to win Game 2 in a really spectacular fashion. My opponent cast Cut Propulsion on my Harmonious Ghost Rider, and I depressurized it. I depressurized my own Ghost Rider to save it. That was so hot. Let's fucking go. Round 3 begins, and as expected, I'm called up to the feature match area because there's only 2 undefeated players left in my pod, myself and Ryan. I've been waiting for so long to have an opportunity to get a draft trophy at a Pro Tour. So this is my 5th Pro Tour, and 4 of them have had drafts at them. But I've never been 2-0 fighting for a 3-out. All my preparation in this format has kind of led up to this, and I want to win. It looks like Ryan is playing a black-white mid-range deck, and he has some really good cards in there. He has a bunch of Servandums, Lightless Evangels, and Umbral Caller Zealots. He has everything you need for a really good and fast black-white sacrifice deck. And in Game 1, I fall to it. Servandum does run away with the game. In Game 2, I'm able to use Singularity Rupture on a really key turn to blow up the board and stabilize from there. And Game 3 is on camera.
You can see we're coming into game number 3 here between these 2 players.
Sam needs to have a good follow-up here. Ooh, and Hilderblade Void has been triggered.
I do know that this Hilderblade's going to be really annoying. It's going to turn every single one of his cards into a really good threat. So I now know that this game is no longer going to be about using my removal spells to just keep up 1 for 1, but I need to go over the top.
Setting up mana. So we're going to need to see something like that.
Oh my.
Specimen Freighter, that's going to bounce both of these.
Is that a breeding pool?
Oh, and there's a Watery Grave too.
I do love how impressed Marshall and Paul are that I got both Shocklands. That's really funny.
We see the Freighter up to 6, though. It does need to get to 9 before it's in the air. Hello. We do have a vehicle fight.
Wow.
And Extinguisher Battleship wins that particular fight.
And a Cryo
Jeez.
Wow.
Sam with all of it. This is just the dream.
I'm just dead, right?
Yeah, well, he just attacks with everything.
Oh, no, not even
There's
close.
Just 20 power on Sam.
Easy game.
This might be, honestly, the happiest I've ever been because of a Magic result. I worked really hard at this draft format, and I got the trophy, but there's still 5 more rounds of Magic to play, all of them modern. In order to keep playing the next day, I have to go 4-4 at minimum, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get 1 win out of 5, but I still want to do as well as I can to give myself the best shot tomorrow once the field gets a little harder. Unfortunately, I lose round 4 to a deck that, honestly, my team was pretty unprepared for, Belcher. We knew it was going to be big, but we didn't expect it to be 15% of the metagame. It's a pretty difficult deck to fight versus, and without dedicating more copies of Orange Chant to smooth out the matchup, we kinda knew this would be rough going in. In round 5, I also have a really unfortunate loss to Tron. I kept a really aggressive hand with Guide of Souls, Ajani, into Blood Moon. I resolve the Blood Moon, and then I draw literally nothing for the rest of the game. My opponent's able to use Talismans and Kozilek's Command to get up to 7 mana, and Ugin away my Blood Moon while I just have no pressure, absolutely nothing going on. It was a really rough one, and I'm starting to get a little worried that I'm gonna 0-5 the constructed portion and end my tournament there. But next round is giving us a blessing. We're playing versus Mill.
Just locked up day 2 at 4-2. I beat Mill. That was a really fun match. I finally won a match in Modern. I'm so ready. Like, all these people here, so nice. Everyone's great. There's none of those like F&M heroes, smelly gamer stereotype shit. That doesn't exist here. This is like normal, well-adjusted people playing Magic at a high level, and everyone's having fun. But we're 4-2. We've locked day 2.
A weight has really been lifted off my shoulders with this 4th win. It means even if everything falls apart today, I still get to draft again tomorrow and keep competing for the trophy. The rest of the tournament today goes by really quickly, and I sadly lose round 7 to Belcher again and defeat a Boros Energy gamer to close out the day with a somewhat respectable record. You know, ending the day 5-3 isn't the worst thing in the world. It just means I have to go 5-3 tomorrow to lock up Lorwyn. Unfortunately, a few of my Boros friends did not make the day 2 cut, but Steve and Phil, my Beach House friends, are still here to fight. I'll see them tomorrow, and I'm rooting for them because, like me, neither of them have another Pro Tour invite. Just as much as I want to succeed, I want to see my friends succeed. We're all playing this game together, and without them, I know I wouldn't be here. So we're just gonna get some nice dinner and rest up, because tomorrow is going to be even more difficult. It's now Saturday, and I'm back at the hall for day 2. With about half of the competition eliminated, today is going to be even rougher. Thankfully, my second draft pod doesn't have any Pro Tour champions on it, so let's see what we can do with this one.
Okay, so my draft deck for day 2 kinda sucks. I have an Effigy Acolyte, which is one of the best rares in the set. I think it's the best card in the set, so that's good. It's base white. Effigy Acolyte works best in the white-black deck, so that's all great there. The issue is I don't have a lot of removal, and I have 22 playables. I have to play Dark Endurance, and that card kind of sucks ass. So the plan of the deck is I have a Fell Grab Ship, which lets me return a creature card from my graveyard to my hand. So I'm going to return Effigy Acolyte, I'm going to play Effigy Acolyte, and if they kill it again, I can use Exosuit Savior to return the Fell Grab Ship to my hand, play the Fell Grab Ship, return Effigy Acolyte. So I'm never without the Effigy Acolyte.
I want to make fun of this deck, but it's not the worst. Obviously, I don't have a lot of removal spells, but the creature base for this deck really hits, especially with that Effigy Acolyte.
Okay, cool. So we ended the draft at 2-1. My deck kind of sucked. Like, the only good card is the FG Acolyte, as I said before, but it worked. Had a game where I just had like a 1-drop, a Virus Beetle, and an FG Acolyte, and they fucking died because the card just soloed. Drew cards, made 2-1s, drew a card at minimum every turn, and because I had other warp cards in my deck, even if the creature didn't die in combat, I was still making a 2-1 on the end step. So I eventually just overwhelmed them, and they died. So unfortunately, we are 2-1. We need to 3-2 in order to re-queue. That's really the only goal. I believe I'm dead for top 8. There's too many players at this point, so I'm still thinking about trying to win every single match of Magic. But realistically, I need to go 3-2, get to 10-6. That's the key number we need. And we get to play Pro Tour Lorwyn. So, I don't know. I'm ready to play some Boros. Ready to kill some people. Let's fucking do it.
Let's hope that round 1 of Constructed is going to be a pretty easy match.
Gaming.
Let's game.
Oh, shit. Damn, this really sucks for Steve, because I'm going to beat his ass. Steve's deck is a little worse off in the mirror. It has Blood Moons in the main deck, and I'm able to steal game 1 because Steve drew a Blood Moon on a key turn where he needed to draw any piece of action. Game 2 is a really grindy one. The game goes on for a bunch of turns, but Steve's able to pull away with a Showdown of the Scalds. He's able to draw 4 cards and put a bunch of counters on Ocelot Pride, so it's able to survive combat and survive Flage hits, and I just don't have a way to deal with it. So he gets game 2. Game 3 is what this match comes down to. I'm able to use Surgical Extraction to get rid of all of his Flages early, which is the most important card in the mirror. So I feel pretty ahead at this point, but Steve's able to resolve on a Johnny and flip it, and I don't have a Celestial Purge, so I need to fight through in a Johnny that's just making a cat token every single turn. The game goes on for a while, and eventually I'm outgrinded. I have no cards in hand, I'm at 4 life, and I top deck a fetch land. I go to extend the hand, but then I pull it back immediately because I realize that I still have Seasoned Pyromancers in my deck, so I play my Flooded Strand, I crack it, surveil the top card of my library. It is a Seasoned Pyromancer. So I put it in my graveyard, immediately activate it, get the 2/1/1s, and pass the turn. But Steve draws the Goblin Bombardment on that turn, and all he has to do is zero his Ajani and deal me 4 damage to my face. It was a well-fought game, and there's no one in this tournament I would rather lose to than him. So I wish him luck, and I'm now 7-5. I really thought that would be the most mentally taxing game of the day, but in round 13, I'm paired into Shota Yasuoka, the Pro Tour champion from my day 1 draft pod that I very thankfully missed. This is going to be another tough match. He's playing Espergorios, which is a reanimator strategy, and we came prepared. I'm able to steal game 1 with a Goblin Bombardment and double Ajani, so even though he puts Atraxa into play on turn 3, he's unable to find an Ephemerate or a Force of Negation, so the Goblin Bombardment plan is able to work perfectly, and we get game 1. So for game 2, I'm able to purge his Psychic Frog and then resolve a Blood Moon. He doesn't have a basic Plains in play, so it's going to look pretty difficult to remove it, until he top decks the basic Plains and casts Celestial Purge immediately, and then deploys a second Psychic Frog. Because there's a frog in play, there's always the threat of discard Atraxa plus Gorios, so I'm pretty forced to hold up this Thraben Charm for the majority of the game because that kind of seems like what he's representing at this point. Thankfully, he doesn't have very many cards in his hand, so the Psychic Frog isn't growing too quickly, and I'm able to get a Johnny Ocelot Ride going, which means he's forced to go for Atraxa Gorios into my Thraben Charm that he pretty much knows is in my hand. I show him the Thraben Charm, and he extends the hand. In round 14, I'm paired into another teammate, Andrew on Amulet Titan. Andrew starts game 1 with an Arboreal Grazer on turn 1, which is really gonna shut down my aggression. It blocks my Ragavan for a few turns, and then eventually chump blocks my 4/3 flying Ragavan. This roadblock was exactly what he needed to extend the game by a few turns and find enough lands for a Scape Shift win. In game 2, I keep a hand with a lot more interaction, like Wear Tear, Charm, Guide, Ajani, and 3 lands. I'm forced to use my interaction pretty early, which I'm fine with because I'm just waiting to find a Goblin Bombardment before I deploy my Ajani so I could, actually do the combo and deal the damage. But unfortunately, I'm never able to find a Goblin Bombardment. Eventually, Andrew is able to naturally get to 5 mana, cast double Amulet into Scape Shift, and wins the match. I'm now 8-6. I have no more losses to give. I need to win the next 2 rounds to qualify for the next Pro Tour. I'm just gonna clear my head. Let's move into round 15 versus another Belcher deck. Let's see if this one can be any better than...
I'm dead. We died to Tameshi Belcher. I played it 3 times this weekend and couldn't beat it once. Maybe my constructed deck wasn't good. Limited was fine, but that's not what matters. You gotta win all of them. So, ended up 8-7. And in the last round, I played versus Zen. He needed a win this round for 2 Pro Tours and a Worlds invite. It was worth way more than I think the prize bump of like $250 for me. That's just what you do. So now I don't know what to do. Just gotta keep running it back. Like, I thought I would be a little more sad than this. I remember a really low point a few years ago at the end of PT March of the Machine. I lost in the finals of one of the last chance qualifiers. That was really crushing. This time, I feel a lot better. It's a good feeling to just get kicked in the fucking balls and get back up and want to keep doing it again and again. All I want to do is play more Magic. I'm ready to keep going. I'm ready to improve what I need to improve on. And I'm gonna be back. I'm going to be back here. Like I'm telling myself, this isn't to you, fuck all y'all. This is me talking to me. I'm going to be back here. I'm gonna put in the work. I'm gonna play more Magic. I'm gonna stream more. I want to keep doing this. And I'm going to keep doing it. Let's just keep going. This isn't the end.
I'm hearing is you're like about as good as flipping a coin as winning.
That is true. That's why I played Boros.
Yeah, I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man.
No, that's it. No, that's it.
Let's go. 1 billion clues has been announced.
Yeah, I knew that.
If you enjoyed the video, you could subscribe and shit, but go play some Magic. Play Booster Draft. Lorwyn's out right now. I forgot I filmed this video 4 months ago. If you really like this stuff and you want to support me or watch more videos, I made a Patreon to post some weirder and smaller videos that don't really fit on YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.